Test one, test two, test one. Hey everybody, this is the Reverend Dr. Phillip K. with a PhD in philosophy here on the Dudeist Journey podcast. I'm going to be your host, and we're going to be going through today. I'll be talking a little bit about myself and a little bit about a particular lesson, and we're just going to kind of take things from there. So this is your first time listening. Now, I am a Dudeist, so let me explain that. Dudism is a philosophy. It's not a religion, so let's just kind of get that out of the way right now. But it does incorporate beliefs from other religions, and you'll find some similarities between a lot of religions out there will have a lot of similarities, and so I take a look at those and kind of bring them together. I also want to tell you that when I say dude is male or female. It's not gender specific. I know we had dude and dudette, but technically you can say dude, man. Just say dude, and everyone will be okay. All right. So we're gonna find those common threads and put them together. Now I usually have a theme with each one of my little sermons, and tonight's theme is going to be change. And speaking of which, you know, it's the new year, so everyone's got the changes, right? I've got changes. I'm growing my hair out. My kids finally pushed me to it. I usually just shave the head, just buzz it, because it's the easiest haircut on the planet. And I have saved thousands of dollars, give or take, on haircuts by shaving and cutting my own hair. To me, it was like I'm growing bald, so I don't have a lot of hair on the top. So I basically look like Jack Nicholson, but without the talent, and the style, right? So I'm having to make some changes myself. I'm having to get back in shape and get back on the diet, because you always slip during the holidays. I mean, there's just so many good treats. I mean, you got cookies and pies and cakes and all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, how the hell am I not supposed to eat any of this? And so my wife, she's doing the whole keto thing where it's no sugar. So I have to find these sugar substitutes to make treats for her and the sugar-free stuff. Which is okay, but sugar-free, I don't know about you, man, but whoo-hoo, do I have to go to the bathroom. Kicking back in my little home studio with a glass of iced tea and my hemp cigarettes. Oh, because it's been that kind of a day. So just a little pickup on me. I'm still doing my computer programming, and I'm still working on that. Right now I'm working on React, trying to make native apps with that. I still am learning Unity and trying to make my games, because that's what I really want to do, is make games, man. And so I'm trying to get, everything all together. But I know I haven't posted in a long time, and that's because of the craziness of the holidays and all. And my system, see, my buddy, he gave me this old super system he had. It's got 32 gigs of RAM and big old hard drive and 24 cores and the Intel processor, and it's big and it's beautiful. Problem is, the power supply went out. And the power supply for a system like this, if I wanted to get an exact replica of the one that he had in it, it was $300-400. I was like, Jesus. But luckily he came through. He said, hey, I have a power supply that's $1,000 that I'm not using. It's basically brand new, and I'll sell it to you for $100. Just so that way, someone could take it off my hands and use it. So I was like, sweet. So I went over there and grabbed it and put it in, and system's running again. I got it all going, man. Got it all going again. I got my, because I got my audio card here and everything, my audio interface, because I'm getting the band back together, man. So we're going to be doing it all digital, because that's how you do it these days. So yeah, that's me, man. I'm just going through the flow, working through it, and I really want to get a job with, there's a lot of game app companies where I live. I'm near a major city, and so there's 20, there's 2K Games. If you don't know who 2K Games is, they make Doom, and I friggin' love Doom. Bethesda Studios, man, they've got a place over here, and so I'm just like, oh my god, to work on Doom, that'd be awesome. But whoo, Unreal Engine 4, UE4, that, or it might be at 5 or 6 now, but Unreal Engine is the gaming software that actually makes all the major, like Call of Duty, Arkham Knight, all those games. They're all made using Unreal Engine. And that is a big, complicated program. Sorry, I'm getting ashes everywhere here with my hemp cigarettes. But no, so let me get back on topic. Change. That's what I'm talking about today. Everyone makes these New Year's resolutions and all this other stuff. And some people are like, dude, you don't have to improve yourself everywhere. You're not a business. You're a person. Just live. It's okay. You don't have to have some big major goal or 5-year plan, you know? That's okay. And so as we get into this, took a look through the Hebrew Bible. That's right. I look at all the Bibles. I look at the Holy Bible and the Quran and the Buddhist teachings and just, I look at it all. Hinduism, the whole thing, man. Because, like I said, when you look, you find things that are similar. And so, sure enough, there's this quote from Proverbs. And it says, "The plans of the diligent will lead to profit, but the plans of the hasty will lead to poverty." Drop that down on you right now, man. Now, that right there, I mean, that's something, man. That's okay. I get what you're saying. Don't rush into things. Plan things out. Make sure you're going on the right path here. Because Lord knows we've all had those times where we've just gone on the wrong path. It happens. So, like me, I have failed. Yeah, I have failed. I've failed in life because I'm still learning. I've made mistakes, broken promises, and I'm still struggling with my little brother's death. He died in 2020, 2 years ago. And it's still hitting me hard. And I'm past the whole, like, shoulda, coulda, would have, you know, because it's like I did everything I could do. I gave him a place to live. I gave him money. I gave him food, clothes. All I wanted him to do was to go to the clinic and get clean, and he just wouldn't do it. You see, my brother, he got hurt at work, and they prescribed him Oxycontin, and it was just a downhill slope from there. And we lost him. We lost him. It finally happened, and it's one of those things where you can move this here a bit. It's one of those things where you know it's going to happen, but no matter how you prepare yourself for the news, it's still just too shocking. It's still too hurtful. Nothing really prepares you for it. And so now, as it's been years later, I've had to ask myself, well, what next? What now, man? What now? My depression, it's deep. I'm still suffering. I'll admit it. It has an effect. Sometimes I can't remember things, or I don't pay attention, or some days I can't even find the drive to move forward. It's like my body is physically ill, and I go through the motions day after day, just like you do. And some days I'm moving just to move, man. I'm going through this certification program for my computer programming, and I took a semester off. I just was not paying attention. I barely passed my classes and during that semester, so I took some time off, and I'm getting back on the horse now. But it's all these things I'm going through, all this shit I'm dealing with, is totally normal. It's totally normal. This is what happens to people. Me, my siblings, my family, we're all going through the same thing, man. And as this new year comes, and there's hope on the horizon of a new year, right? And I wonder, how am I going to change? Because this, when you suffer the death of a loved one, it changes you. Okay? Not going to be the same, man. It's going to be a bit different. But in the end, no matter what, I got to rely on the old philosophy, man, which is take it easy. Okay? Don't go crazy. Take it easy. All right? Because you got to remember to be strong, courageous. Don't be afraid. All right? You got to have some faith in yourself. And remember, you're not alone. Even though I know it feels that way as you're scrolling through your phone. But just like with me and what I'm learning, no one can do it for me. I got to do it. I got to figure it out, so I have to change. And I remember there was a quote, I think I saw it on the Diamond Dallas Page Instagram, I think. I don't know if you guys know who Diamond Dallas Page is, but he was a famous wrestler. He started a yoga program called DDP Yoga, and it helped a lot of former wrestlers because if you know anything about wrestling, even though the show is like planned out, gravity is real. All right, the show might be fake, but gravity is real. These guys are really falling down. They're hurting themselves, and a lot of them get injured so badly they can't do it anymore. It's the same thing that happens with a lot of sports athletes, like football. The sport fucks them up. It's tough, and then they have to retire, and then it's like, well, now what am I gonna do? You know, and it's tough for a lot of those guys. So I'm always trying to find a medium of what I can and can't do. But Diamond Dallas Page had this quote, and he said, "If you want something you've never had, then you have to do something you've never done." True. I want to make video games, but I've never made one before, so I got to figure out how to make them. So I have to change. I have to do something I've never done before. I have to dive into programming. And I'm a person who likes puzzles, so it's okay. It actually kind of works because I love figuring things out. So this helps me figuring things out. But I know that there's not like one quote I'm going to find in any holy scripture or from some prophet that is going to just snap and boom, you're totally going to get it all. So I had to look down, and I looked down into the world of science because I follow science just like anybody else does. We rely on science for everything. Our health, our communication, our transportation, our entertainment. We rely on technology. We rely on science, and it's really helped take us forward. So take a look at psychology. Now, when I went in, like, how do you change yourself? There's like 1,000 lists. There's like 1,000. No. It's got to be more. It's got to be like a million different ways on the internet on how to change you. So I went through a lot of these, and I kind of narrowed it down because, you know, there's like 7 ways to change your life, 10 tips to change your ways, 8 ways to drop bad habits, and so on. So I read through a lot of it, and I narrowed it down. Okay, and that's what I'm going to show you here today and share with you today is how do you change? Well, let's look at some steps here. And I think I've got, let me see here, I got down to 5 steps, okay? So I took a lot of the stuff, narrowed, chiseled it, and made something that we can work with together. So I'm going to light another hemp cigarette before I dive into this. Unsweet tea. I know everyone's like, what? You gotta have sweet tea. Sorry, man, I'm not a sweet tea kind of person. I'm trying to cut back on my sugars, alright? I had a heart attack. Leave me alone. Okay, so 5 steps towards making a change for yourself. So let's look at these steps. Number 1, make a goal. That's the first thing. And sometimes these goals are simple, like, I don't know, beating Halo Infinite, you know, or actually going out with friends like you haven't done in a long time, or, you know, maybe start doing those Bob Ross paintings you always wanted to do, you know. So you got to set a goal. So you got to ask, what do you want? What's important? What are your dreams? You have to make a decision. Okay, you're an adult. At least I hope you're an adult because the show is not for kids. I cuss like a sailor. More like a truck driver. But still, so I'm just telling you, you've got to decide things, man. Decide what you want. From this year, focus. Focus with purpose. And be realistic. All right, I know a lot of people like to throw this The Secret around, and I'll just use The Secret. Yeah, if The Secret worked, hospitals would be empty, okay? It's like faith healers. If faith healers actually worked, every hospital would be empty. And if psychics were real, then they would have won every lottery, okay? It's all kind of BS, all right? You're not going to lose 100 pounds in a month. And if you do, you need medical attention. But look, you need to make a plan for yourself and follow through with it. No more excuses, okay? If you know someone with a similar goal, find that person, Connect with them, support each other, okay? Don't look at competition. Try to make friendships, creative alliances that allow you and your friends to grow together. That's a quote from Harold Ramis, just so you know. Now, that's the first step. So we got it. Make a goal. Gonna stay committed. Gonna work on it, man. The next step is you got to forgive. I've talked about this before. This was probably one of my first podcasts, was talking about forgiveness, okay? Regrets of the past must be let go in order to live in the present and create a better future, okay? If you're going to constantly be sad about the person who broke up with you or something, you're never going to find the person that can heal you, okay? Someone broke your heart and you're constantly sobbing and sad over them, well, you're never going to find the person that can fix your heart, okay? So you have to do a few things, and the first thing is forgive yourself for what you did do and what you didn't do, okay? We all have that. We all have like, damn it, I should have done this, or I should have gotten that, or I should have gone here, or I should have taken this road to work, or I should have married this person. Look, just forgive yourself, okay? You are where you are, all right? Let it go. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Release the past. It's part of working to better you, to be honest with yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up. Just address the areas in your life that you know you need to work on. And it could be anything. It could be organization or time management. Maybe you're working on a cartoon or something you want to put together. So forgive yourself for not accomplishing whatever it was you were supposed to accomplish, and focus on trying to accomplish it now. Okay? All right, you're talking to the person you're listening to right now is a failed filmmaker. I moved to Los Angeles. I went to a friggin' film school. I did everything to get into film, and I just found out that the business is insane and it's hugely expensive. I think that was the thing that really kind of got to me, was not estimating how much this shit costs. Films take millions of dollars. I mean, on average, it costs like $5 million to make a movie. That's low budget. I know most of us are like, dude, if we had $5 million, I could make a dozen movies. But it's like, no, not when you actually start calculating all the costs for locations, actors, props, cast, crew. It's just, it's a freaking nightmare, man. So to me, I have to remember to forgive myself that I didn't make that goal. It didn't work out for me, you know. Maybe the walls were up for a reason, but I had to let it go. All right? Forgive. Now, that goes into our third step, which is practice. Okay? You can't change overnight, and all things take time. So by practicing or working on your new goal every day, it's going to help you achieve the goal. You know, I have to learn coding, and so I have to practice every day. Just like when I learned to ride a bike or build a sandcastle. Or, in my case, build a website. But this is something new, and it's scary. It's because you don't know enough yet. And once you know more, then you just have to remember that even though it's kind of scary, you just don't know enough yet. Just yet. You're still getting there. You know what I mean? Once you know more, we're not so scared. In fact, we often think we're experts. It's like that kid. He goes down the scary water slide first, and then he acts like he's 20 years old and everyone else is just a child and he's been doing it for years. You know what I mean? So you practice. You can reprogram your brain. It's true. You can do this. And, you know, for me, it's like I can start feeling like I've been doing code for years. And honestly, the trap that I kind of fell into at first was copy and paste. This is a thing in coding. Once you learn how to read code, instead of writing it, you just find someone who wrote the code online and copy and paste it, and there you are, you're done. So, and I would talk to other programmers, and they're like, that's what we do a lot of the time, we're copy and pasting. But you can't, you got to know how to write, you know, you still have to know how to write it, obviously. You can't just depend on that. So anyway, that's our third step. We got to practice. All right, practice makes perfect, or at least it can make you feel like you're getting close to perfect. Now, the fourth step in all this is to be healthy. Now, this isn't just eating, okay? This is mind, body, soul/energy, okay? You have to take care of yourself. Exercise, proper diet, Remember to enjoy life and smell the flowers. Take time for yourself. It's all necessary to get where you need to be. It really is necessary. Meditation, prayer, those are helpful. Regular physical activity helps boost your learning skills and helps with depression. And Lord knows I need to exercise more. So that's a thing you got to remember there. So be healthy, man. All right, stick around on this earth a while because we've lost a lot of good people because they didn't eat right or did drugs, you know, and it's disheartening and it's incredibly tough. And I know this personally. Okay, but that leaves me to the fifth and final step. And I know what you're probably thinking. It's probably something about commitment or reward yourself, but it's not. It's quite simple, and it's one of the most difficult things to do. Be kind. Sounds easy. It's not. Because, like, there's a lot of ugly people in the world, man, and there's a lot of hate. Yeah, I'm totally going to admit there's a lot of hate out there. And, you can't be drawn into it because when you focus on what you hate, you're just angry all the time. And nobody wants to hang out with somebody who's angry all the time, okay? So if a person gets angry in an argument, they've lost the argument. You have to keep a cool head. Otherwise you just look like a raving lunatic. So if you look at, like I said, sometimes I pull from religious texts. So there's Jesus, right? So I remember Jesus, he once said that if you're angry with someone, if you call someone an idiot, then you are in danger of the fires of hell. Right there, man. And you think Christians would be nicer. No, sometimes there's a lot of extremist Christians out there, man, who are just like Nazis and KKK, man. They're just... it's like they never read the New Testament. All they read was eye for an eye, and that was it. They never cared for anything else. But that's one way of Jesus saying it. But let's take a look at like Dudeism. So what does the dude would say in this case? And the dude would say, to be angry is very uncool. Yeah, pretty much. So please, as you go into this new year with all this COVID craziness and anti-vaxxers and stuff, just please remember to be kind. I think you'll be a lot happier because you can catch a lot more flies with honey than you can with vinegar, as the old folks say. All right, let's so now I got you there. Those are the 5 steps. So now let's do 5 minutes of silence to reflect on this. Think about what it is you want to change. What do you want to accomplish this year? What do you want to do? And even if it's something simple like, I don't know, watch all the Harry Potter movies back to back. Okay. Go for it. So let's do 5 minutes of silence starting now. I hope you feel a little refreshed. Hope you feel a little more focused. And I hope you go out and you make that change, man. Because like Sheryl Crow said, a change would do you good. So, thank you for joining me on another episode of the Dudeist Journey. I am your host, the Reverend Phillip K. And I want you all to remember to take it easy. Because when you take it easy, the dude abides. Have a good one.